this door latch isn't going in to the strike plate, and even if I raise it up, see, it's just not going because it's not sticking out any further. And as I pull, it just comes right out. And so see how big that gap is? And so I'll have to finagle things over and stuff. And I've looked upstairs. There's some other things wrong with some of those doors up there. And see how this door? Look at this door. It's supposed to be flush. The door is supposed to be flush with the door jamb. Now look over here. See how the door jamb sticks out? My word, it sticks out about 5/16 of an inch. Do I want that? Now look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. The door comes out. It's sticking over 3/16 of an inch. And so I'm gonna have to mess with that. I'm gonna have to mess with that and see what I can do about adjusting the door stop. This is called a door stop. And it's just a separate piece of wood nailed over the top of this. So once I clean it out, yeah, it's gonna be a pain in my rear. I know it. Okay, but that's something that I don't want it to go in like that. I want it to be flush. And I don't think they did that because the door's warped. I have no idea if this door's warped or anything. I can check that after I get this readjusted, especially from here down. Remember, it's sticking out too far. I may have to even pull the whole door stop off. I don't know. Whatever I have to do. Now see, that's why I want to check all these things first before painting, you know, and making sure that all the doors are adjusted and all that kind of stuff. And see, this handrail, I'll look at that and I'll end up taking that off before I paint it. I don't know what all I'm going to do over here other than a few things, but see, here's a crack. Here's a crack in the sheetrock wall right there. I'll have to take that out, you know, cut out the pucker and stuff and put some webbing tape, put some sheetrock quick set, 2 layers of quick set, and a layer of topping mud and sanding it, and then spray texturing that. I'm going to have to spray texture this little area and try to blend it into the existing wall before painting. See, before painting, I'll take off all the cover plates. I'll take off the light wall sconces. I'll probably have to take this off. This is the thermostat. And I'll probably have to do that because we're going to end up getting a new thermostat. The electrical company, did you know most electrical companies will replace your thermostats for free? Well, they did our house. We just called them up. They said, oh yeah, sure, we can do that. And then you can control them on your cell phone. And all they say is, hey, we reserve the right in the summer if we periodically, if we want to turn your air conditioner off, let's say, you know, in case their grid is pumping out too much electricity and they need to reduce some of that, they can monitor that during the summer and they can turn it on and off, regulate it a little bit, but you can override it too. So if you're in the summer and you start getting too hot and you notice that it's off, you can override their system, turn it back on. Okay? And so I don't know if their plate is going to be this wide or if it's going to be going up taller or something. I don't want to just cut around this and then get the new one out here and find out, oh shoot, now I've got to cut in the paint all the way around there. Okay, so, but I'm going to take all that stuff off, and here's where the washer and dryer is over here. It's getting kind of dark because I've been here most of the day, but in any case, I'll probably end up repainting all of this, and I don't know how I'm going to do it just yet. I thought I was just going to fish my pole down there, my mini weenie roller down there as far as I could, and I thought, nothing doing. I'll take the dryer out. I'll have to pop these doors off, pull the dryer out, disconnect it. That way I can paint this over here, and then I can slide the washing machine over this way, paint over there, slide the washing machine back, and then slide the dryer back in or something like that. I'll get all that, and there'll be things I'll have to readjust these bifold bypass doors. No, bifold door. See how much of a gap there is up there? And it's almost rubbing the carpet here. It's just barely missing. So I know there's a little bottom goodie down over there, and I can raise it up. It's got a little screw threaded thing on there. You can tell how much this is down because see how this is kind of cocked at an angle? That's supposed to be straight up and down. And then that can be slid and adjusted, so I can adjust it and make this gap smaller, make the gap smaller down there. So there'll be different things. There'll be different things I have to do. Here's a little closet, and I'll be checking all these doors and frames, see what I have to do. Anything I have to do, I'll do it before I get ready to paint. Take the cover plates off, take that off. We're going to end up taking this off. I don't know why they have it here. A little shelf, so I've got to take that off. Any little holes in the walls, obviously, I'm going to have to patch. Here's just a little bit of a gouge I have to fix. I don't know what this is. It might be a hole that goes all the way through, and I'm not sure what that's for. I'll have to check that out. And then see any pictures that they have from before, and even marks like this. I'll have to clean those as best I can. If there's any marks left, I'll have to put kills on it when I get ready to prime and stuff. And so I'll walk through here, check all that kind of stuff out. Before I get ready to paint, I was thinking, how on earth am I going to paint these? I don't know if I'm going to take these rails down. Definitely I'll take the shelves down and the sides and stuff, and maybe I can take these down. I don't know, I might take everything down. I don't want to have to cut in all around all this stuff, you know. I want to do it right. I want to make it look good. When I paint, I'm going to take down all the towel bars. Like this one, there's only one towel bar, and then the towel ring. Towel ring's over here. What's that? Usually they have a towel ring. Oh, I see. Usually they'll have a towel ring right there, but see, there's a medicine cabinet here, and so you can't put a towel ring. You'd have to put the towel ring way over there. If you're at this sink, okay, yeah, that would be fine. But if you're over here, you got to run all the way over there for the towel. So maybe that's why they put the towel ring over here. Who knows? And maybe for extra storage, might get a little shelf unit here with a door or something on there to fit above there for more things. I could take that towel bar off. Maybe use a longer one next time. This one's like less than 2 feet, 18 inches probably. I could probably get a 2.5 footer or something like that, and I can put two there. I can put one up higher and one down lower. Let's say for two sections of towels, and you got enough room for a towel and a washcloth, towel, washcloth. More so than just this, okay? Either way, I'm gonna pull that off, so I'll have to patch the sheetrock and that kind of stuff. See, for this, I'll probably I might take these out, or I might paint around them, but the best way to do it is to take it out all the way. You know, when I repaint this whole thing, I'll probably just pull it out, and then I know where the holes are, and hopefully the last person who installed this, they found the studs. Now, I don't know, and when I pull one of these out, hopefully there's a plastic anchor. Hopefully it's not a toggle where the toggle thing's on the back side of the sheetrock. You take it out, you take it out, you take it out. Then you got to replace the whole thing the same way. You got to buy more toggles and all that kind of stuff. But I want to do it to where I don't have to worry about cutting in. I don't want to have to cut in all this. I can just roll this wall out. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but then you don't get any paint on anything. You don't have any shelves in your way or anything like that. And so that's probably what I'll do. And even the light fixtures, I'll probably take the light fixture down. It doesn't take long to get the light fixture down, and take it down, and then I don't have to paint around it. Same thing with the smoke alarms. I might do the same thing with that. Might do the same thing with this light here. If I ever want to put a ceiling fan in here, maybe I can later on. I don't know. It just depends what kind of junction box I have. If it's a plastic junction box, it's not recommended to hang a ceiling fan off of a plastic style junction box. I don't know if I can get up above that in a ceiling, or if that's the roof, or if there's no attic space in there. I have no idea. Okay, so because if you have an attic space, you might be able to get up there and cut the plastic box out and put a metal box, put a 2x4 between the ceiling joists, the trusses, whatever, and put a pancake box up in there, or run it up higher, run the block up higher, and you can put a regular size junction box up there. Who knows? You know, anything like that is possible. If you got a light here, you got a light switch for it, you know you can take that down and put a ceiling fan up here if you want. Okay, even the blinds. Of course, I'm going to take the blinds down. I take the little hooks down and all that kind of stuff. Get that out of here. Look at this. There was a wall. This is the outside wall angles. See there how it angles like that? And they left this here. I'll have to talk to Momi. I kind of doubt she's going to want those there. And more than likely, I'm going to pull this out, patch the wall up there. It looks like it's just freestanding shelves. But see, now is the time to take them out, right? Not after you paint. Because I may have to patch the sides of the walls. It looks like it was cut in tight and they caulked that. So when I cut this out, there's going to be a caulking line I'm going to have to take out. Hopefully I don't mess up the sheetrock. I don't want to just beat this out like I'm doing demo with a sledgehammer or a hammer, because depending how well the caulking has, it could tear the sheetrock, the face of the sheetrock paper, and you might have some big tears. Now you got to patch your walls, you know, without the sheetrock top paper on there. You try to put sheetrock mud on there, and it always wants to bubble up. You have to seal the wall and all that kind of stuff, and do stuff special, and then spray texture this and match it in. I don't want to do any of that. When I scrape out the caulking, you know, yeah, I may have to touch up the wall a little bit, but it's going to be way less than trying to spray texture, patch there, patch there, patch here, patch there, that kind of stuff, okay?